equipment here, and we're gonna make it better. Because when Sam and I get involved, it's like, what is happening? We fix things. But how's audio for everybody?
Done.
We good?
Oh, someone's asking me what my favorite karaoke song is.
Oh man, right from the start.
Yeah.
In the hot seat, Derk.
There are so many good ones. I love them all so much, but I just can't not pick 24 G-Con Cinderella.
How dare you use the Japanese term?
24 hours Cinderella?
It's 24 hours Cinderella.
Oh right, we are a localization company. We translate things.
Oh, he's not playing. Great. Oh, water. My water pot. Do not take my heat.
Yes.
This game are so amazing. What else can we talk about with Derk real quick? So Derk, I want to say came on not long after I came back to the Yakuza series, because we were like, oh man, we need some help with this game, and we brought in Derk, and this man has had a meteoric rise to the ranks. You've been with us how long? How long, Derk?
Just coming on 2 years. Yep.
And your first game was
It was Hatsune Miku, Project Diva X.
and the second game was this, correct?
Yep.
How's that for a career to start? And after that, I believe you've gone on to do Yakuza Kiwami
Yep.
and Valkyria Revolution
Valkyria Revolution. Yep.
and Etrian Odyssey 5.
Yep.
Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology.
Historia Perfect Chronology coming up.
Crossing the streams a little bit there. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got both names on the building, guys. I don't know where I work.
Yeah, so I'm relatively a newcomer to the Yakuza series. I didn't get on board back in the 2006 heyday, but as part of getting prepped for this project, I kind of powered through the entire series.
I made him do that. Same as me. If I was have to power through those games, I mean, it's not like it's not an enjoyable task, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain getting paid to play video games, but...
But anyway, this guy, 2 years, and his first project is basically Yakuza. That's not common in the industry, I would say. You're
highly
leading a
doubt it.
charmed life here, Derk.
Yep.
And look at him. Look at this man. He's so, I don't know, just something about Derk. So charismatic.
Something Dirkish, you might say.
Oh, yes. So this is the
What's
dialogue
that?
that happens when you get... we did all three of the exploration things with Majima to ensure that you get the best possible results. And all the girls come down to the Grand, which is eventually going to flesh out Sunshine a little bit better.
Find the other guy's weakness and go straight for the jugular.
That's Majima's style. There we are.
Nice.
Like I think I mentioned before that a lot of the trophies have references to 80s music. And in particular, there's at least 2 that refer to a particular pop star, Prince. Being that he had such a huge role in this game, which was awesome for me, just because I don't know, I grew up with his music, and I got to I definitely handled that part, just make sure that it was done with love. And if we get to back down to that cutscene at some point, I'll go through kind of what all the different ways that happened. Sagawa. Oh, this conversation is great, though.
Oh no.
Yes. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna pause it when we get to that line. So the internet loved that line. This one. Oh, here we go. Okay, so just this line is so evocative. I think the translators like this is how it was translated for us, which I didn't have to touch it. You know what? That's part of an editor's job is recognizing when the translators have struck gold.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And don't melt down the gold, right? And this is gold. This hot mug. of his
Yeah,
own
it's
piss.
so like. How
I
does he
picture
know what that
Majima
tastes like?
going to a K-cup machine, putting in
yeah.
like a pea cup, and hot mug of his own piss. And then that line's good. This line's better. Because all right.
Okay.
So Sagawa is like, one-upped him just right there. Like, for everything, Majima was like, I'd rather drink piss than hang out with you. And Sagawa's answer is, that stuff tastes like shit. Don't drink piss. Like I did.
Like, why did he?
What kind of life has Sagawa led where he can respond to that kind of thing and say, don't drink piss, man.
Just without missing a beat. That's why you hate Sagawa, but I love to hate him.
He is one of the greatest villains in this game. I have a lot of stuff to say about Sagawa, and I don't want to talk about the ending because it's the ending. But yeah, there's certain things I felt like, you know, Sagawa's like little. I don't want to call it a redemption arc because you don't. I think at the end of the game, there are, you know, this is where Sam and I have this disagreement, where we're like, you know, Sam's like, I'm glad that happened, and I'm like, no, man, I'm sad for him. I come full circle on Sagawa because I feel like there's something about him that is a little bit redeeming. That there is like a bit of like strong like character, strong personality for him. I'm talking about the ending without talking about the ending, so I'll just stop. But
I mean, yeah, he's really raking Majima over the coals here, but you gotta wonder why. Is he just doing it to be an asshole? I think he's trying in his own not very good way to kind of, I don't know, tell him to cool his heels, like, take a look around, stop and smell the roses. Like, he's got it so good right now. It's a gilded cage, but it is a gilded cage for Majima. That's the title of chapter 3. And I don't know. I think there's part of Sagawa that wants to see him suffer a little bit. Oh no. Oh, sure.
Oh god. This has to happen. You know where we are?
I'm not sure
This is if I end up having to go back out for takoyaki because of this, I swear.
Oh.
Like I said, Majima's like literally stumbling on Substories because of Sotenbori's size. Like the same amount of Substories are crammed into Sotenbori's in-cover show. This music, that sweater.
That's when you know you're in for a good time.
The eye jokes are pretty amazing with Majima. I found that the translators would often forget that he had less than one eye, and I would have to go back in and fix that. Be like, guys, you know, you can't talk. Majima isn't going to be making like eyes jokes, plural. You know, he has a lot of the whole game kind of tries to use this one eye thing like against him. They're like, you know, oh, he must be weak to the fact that he only has one eye. I'll make a joke about him being a Cyclops. I'll make a joke about him being a one-eyed freak. But Majima's like kind of turned that weakness into like his strength. He doesn't give a shit that he has one eye. He's just like, you know, yeah, I got one eye, and the only reason I'm not like 3 times as powerful as I am is because I only got one eye. Majima's convinced that he would be unstoppable with 2 eyes, and I think that's an amazing attitude to have. Majima's all about rules and order too. He's talking about lines. He's talking about like, you know what, you gotta do things right in this world. What do you think?
Oh man, I haven't even played through this one.
Special guest Derk, come on.
Wow, let's move her aside.
All right.
See what happens. Let's see what happens when you mess with the Obitarian.
She's literally like a trope of an Osakan old lady. Like we've kind of talked a little bit about the Osakan flavor, the Osakan lifestyle, and she is everything about that, like boiled down to a T. With the cougar sweater, the purple hair. Like this is, you know, if you were to do like a stereotypical American, what would that look like? Imagine that thrown into this game as this lady. Calling his character into question here. And it's only made worse when they bring in the children. Yakuza games use the children so effectively. Hiro-kun, you've almost got the wrong idea. I'm not a perv.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry, Hiro-kun. Obatarian. This is a cool word. We didn't really get a whole lot of room to explain this because it's just, it's a cultural thing. It's like a double. When he's about to kind of do this, Obasan, like an old lady.
Yep.
Multiplied by a tank battalion, Obatarian, is kind of how that's supposed to kind of come across.
Yeah, it's a bit of a portmanteau across English and Japanese. So sometimes you just let the term be.
So this sub-story has like I think 2 or 3 parts. And of course, she ultimately joins your cabaret and becomes one of the best hostesses in the game with her talk skill. I did not do Cocoa, but I don't really want to go through that. I mentioned that I've seen that sub-story like probably hundreds of times because that was actually in our demo. Also, this sub-story, I was talking about this one just because this one's like one of the most touching sub-stories in the game. If you know Majima's kind of like Yakuza 5 stuff about like his relationship with his wife and the reason why he left her, it's actually like it just touches your heart.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh no,
Wano says shit don't seem like it's connected, but
it all is. Oh man, there's so many stories. Derk knows. Derk's got the lines quoted down. We're gonna go meet Sagawa for drinks right now. The old shogi player. Don't want to play shogi. Boy. Let's not play shogi. I've seen so many streamers like go in to be like, let's try some shogi, guys, and streamers just be like, oh no, oh no, what have I done with my life? And yeah, shogi is like it's basically Japanese chess, and you do have to know how to play it. If you just kind of go in blind, you're gonna get wrecked. Look at this guy. Okay, I know him too. I thought Maki would be in here. Excuse me, Komeki. Even I'm doing it wrong. Talked about that last week too. Yeah, it's not an error. It's absolutely not an error. You can go check out the archive. We have been archiving these a bit, so if there's anything that you missed and you're like checking in and you're like reference something from the last episode, you can definitely go watch it. We're putting them up on YouTube. I believe they're being added to a playlist. All right. Substories everywhere. I don't want to get too bogged down by substories right now. Let's get the world open.
They're fun, but sometimes you gotta push forward.
If there's a sub-story you guys are like, oh man, but I did want to see that, let us know in the chat too, because I have no opposition to sub-stories. See, this is the Sagawa I love, where he treats Majima like, hey, you're just my bro, my kid, my surrogate little guy.
He's like, don't bro me.
And Majima's just like, oh my god. Don't bro me if you don't know me. This is the level that Derk brings to these projects.
Well, this project in particular was like the level of the translation that came to me was so high. It was like imagine being handed something at the level of Yakuza 5 and then being asked to make it better. That was my challenge.
Yes, so this is like I think we've mentioned before that Yakuza 0. One of the reasons the localization is so good because you get the rare instance where this literally went through 2 passes of translation and editing, because we had the excellent inbound team who've been translating the games the whole way through, handled the translation side of things, and then me and Derk went through that with a fine-tooth comb, adjusting it where needed, bringing out some of the more character nuance, and kind of doing the localization in the way that we felt like essentially a reboot of the way that we wanted to present this series, which was a really cool opportunity. Just because this is Yakuza 0, and we're going back to the beginning, and we had all these opportunities to like be like, okay, well, this is how we're going to do things from now on. And as a result, I think we rightly can take a little credit for one of the better localizations.
Yeah, I'll take
in recent history. I'm not going to toot my own horn too much. But it's good. That hot sake, look at this. Oh my god. I love the food in this game. They put so much attention to detail in everything. Oh man, he takes a big old chunk of that too. It's really hot, Majima. He's slow. That laugh. Sagawa's gonna drop Majima past his comfort zone in a few seconds here. This is like becomes the crux of Majima's like storyline in that basically we know Sagawa's gonna ask him to perform a hit. and Majima is already has a bad relationship with Hits because of what happened, and has to decide whether or not his getting back into the Tojo clan is worth killing. And at first he's like, no problem, I got this. Yeah, but once we'll get to that point. I don't want to spoil everything. There are lines you can't cross.
I can't imagine anything worse than having to sit next to your boss and pretend to enjoy yourself.
I'm not your boss, Derk. Derk, like the way we kind of run a lot of our projects. I'm 100% on Yakuza, and I get a new team pretty much for every game. It was awesome to keep Derk around for Zero and Kiwami because we were able to hold on to that consistency that he had from this one. And but Yakuza 6, for instance, had a completely new team that we brought in. So it's all about how they manage the projects and who gets put onto what. And I don't get to control that, but I'm glad when I get returning people onto my team like Derk, who brings a lot of insight and talent to the writing.
Well, thank you.
What's Will laughing over there for?
No,
what?
Nothing.
Get out of here, Will.
No. You guys are busy.
So I was doing a recap here of everything that we kind of saw last time. Majima has been banished from the Tojo clan. He's not like when you get banished is not the right word because we actually have two kind of official terms. Like in Kiryu in Kiwami, what
Expelled, right?
Expelled. Kiryu was officially expelled from the Yakuza. So if you're expelled from the Yakuza, you can essentially still kind of come back if you're really good. And banished would imply you can never come back. Whereas Majima never really got kicked out of this line. Hold on. I'll come back to this. Man, that's rough, Sagawa.
Not
damn,
cool.
Sagawa. I don't know what he said in Japanese there, but I doubt it was that. But that's exactly the intent. The spirit and intent of that line was to get a rise out of Majima, to try to make him feel uncomfortable, and Majima was playing giving him like nothing here. Sagawa knows his past, and Majima hates the fact that he knows his past because Majima doesn't feel like the relationship he has with Saejima can even be explained or understood by a man like Sagawa. It's above him in Majima's mind. What was I saying? I hate... I don't know. I'll come back to that. Right. Okay. Banished versus exiled. So Majima is not either. He's never really got like kicked out per se. He's in this weird like purgatory.
Yeah.
So he's not in. He's not out, and which is why he's kind of been kicked down to Sagawa by Sagawa's oath brother Shimano, just to, like literally just play with. And Shimano obviously has a plan. If you played the game, you know what Shimano's big plan is, which is crazy because Shimano's looking at this whole thing like a chessboard, and you gotta wonder about Shimano sometimes. But here's Majima. Again, we're gonna come back to Majima's entire inspiration for this entire game, for his entire life, all leading all the way up to Yakuza 4. He's literally getting back into the Tojo clan so that Saejima can exact whatever revenge he feels is appropriate to Majima. And right now, Majima feels that the most appropriate revenge would be to kill him. And here's where he brushes off Sagawa, being like, whatever, dude, I don't need you, just get me back in the Tojo clan. Sagawa's a realist. He's like, Saejima's in prison for 18 counts of murder. We're waiting for the death penalty, bro. Like,
what's he gonna do? Break out of prison and swim out?
Of course not.
So I had somebody ask, does it help to be bilingual? I pretty much understand that it's translators and then
Will has an interesting point. Does it help to be bilingual to perform localization tasks? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Listen. So most localization companies don't do things necessarily the same way. I don't want to. Listen. There's a translator who can have all his. I'm going to break this down like a skill board. The translator has points to allocate between Japanese and English.
Yeah.
The translator who has 100 points in Japanese and 100 points in English is such a rarity, such a gifted soul that you often don't find them in the video game industry, because you can go translate for the UN and make a ton more money than we could ever pay you to be that bilingual.
Yeah.
But so you get these rare people who have, so you get two types of people as translators. People who are born native Japanese speakers and learn English, and those are usually like, I feel like that's probably the bulk of translation, because those people have an excellent command of Japanese.
Yeah.
But then you also get people like Sam, who power through learning Japanese to the point that they can speak it well enough to speak, write, and read it well enough to be fluent. Fluency in Japanese is such like a moving target. Like, what does fluency mean? Like, even there are kanji I'm sure Sam doesn't know. There are kanji that most translators probably don't know. Like, and there are tests that you can prove your mettle of like translation knowledge. So when you get a guy like Sam who can actually do that kind of translation, like do a translation that will actually work and be good, oftentimes they move through the ranks. They get bumped up to producers because, you know, a guy like Sam who has like can see the math in an Excel file to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and I can't even do that. You know, like Sam's ability to command schedules and budgets and look at those kinds of things are exactly why Sam's the senior producer that he is. And Sam, I hope you don't watch this episode because I don't want you to see that I'm giving you compliments. But
go straight to his head.
Right.
Yeah, as for me, I am not bilingual in the slightest.
I am not either.
I've maybe picked up some, you know, stock anime phrases here and there, and that helps just kind of recognize when, you know, when something needs to be touched up or have a little variance added to it. But for the most part, I just kind of rely on our excellent translators here in the office to, you know, give me that context when I don't have the full understanding of what is being said, or more importantly, what's meant or intended.
That's why we have editors. So the editors, on our team, we run this like we bring in translators who can give the editors direct all the context that they could possibly ask for. They leave, you know, detailed notes. They talk about what things they are, and when we hit like some things, like we're constantly talking about this balance between authenticity and clarity for the Yakuza series. We have a long conversation with the translators. We want to make sure that our editors are in control of making sure that this sounds good to you, the Western reader. The translator is in control of making sure that it's authentic to the translation, authentic to what they're saying in Japanese, authentic to what they should be saying. And so there's this, almost like this tug of war that's been established, where we find that like fine line, and like, there it is. There it is. There's the perfect translation. And, you know, a lot of games don't have that time to sit and argue about it, which is why, you know, our team is good. Because we make it, we build that time into the schedule to be like, we're going to have some arguments, we're going to take this pretty slow, and we're going to like get it right. And that's what Yakuza deserves. So Majima has been tasked with performing a hit on Makoto Makimura. Sagawa says he's an asshole. So Majima's like, yeah, no problem, I'll kill him. He doesn't realize is that, spoilers for this chapter, Makoto Makimura is not who he says he is. And man, y'all played this, right? Like, I'm not spoiling anything by being like, Makoto Makimura is a young blind woman, correct? Sorry if that was a spoiler.
Spoiler alert!
Spoilers!
Gosh!
God. And that's one of the, that whole plot point is like one of the biggest pain in the asses we had to deal with for marketing this game.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and guess that name is probably gender neutral.
It is gender neutral. Like
and
the name Makoto is gender neutral.
Japanese doesn't typically employ gender pronouns, so...
Yeah, Japanese language, you can generally like get away with not having to use gender pronouns, which is great! Especially when you're translating and you don't know whether or not a character is male or female. Just kidding, that's not great. But it's a thing, and that's awesome. And what do we do? We're just going home, huh? So yeah, Makoto Makimura, I think on the website, we literally still have her card. Give me the card. As the blind woman, because we didn't want to spoil the fact that, you know, in the 4th chapter of the game, which is getting to the point where we shouldn't be spoiling things, that, you know, this is that's what Majima's going to deal with. But at the same time, that was Majima's like crux of his plot. Like, what do you say about Majima's storyline if not that he's going to be facing a hit that is bigger than he expected, kind of deal, and without revealing the gender identity of his target. I think we actually nailed it on the back of the box. If I do say so myself.
I reviewed that.
It's the marketing team, and we hammered that out like pretty well. Less until morning, sure. Get some sleep, Majima, in your terrible apartment. Telephone clubs.
Oh yeah.
Only Kiryu got to do the telephone club minigame, and I absolutely want to do that when we get back to Kiryu, because there were some awesome localization choices that happened in that. And Majima just kind of has like a forced like story sequence where you're like going through that, and it was cool to like watch people do that, because they were like, I don't understand, what the heck is a telephone club? Like, why would I pay to sit and chat with girls on the telephone? And again, 1980s Japan, This is basically the Tinder before Tinder, you know, like.
That's a good way to put it.
It was set up so you could meet girls. Most of the time it was, you know, girls just leading you on and like not actually going to show up, and that's all dealt with in the sub-stories for the telephone club. Should I do a sub-story? Should we do something before I do this, or should we just kind of go on?
Yeah, let's...
What's chat feeling? I like to know, because I don't have visibility on the chat. Only Derk and Sam do, and I feel like I'm ignoring my audience.
Yeah, what's going on? Any sub-stories for Majima you want us to pick up?
Oh, no, the ring. I think we're picking up the ring.
Go.
Okay.
Okay.
This sales clerk was one of my tasks, and having worked retail myself, it was very, very easy to identify with him and understand what he was trying to get across, the sentiment that you can't buy something that doesn't exist or isn't here.
But can't you just check the back?
Yes, can't you just check the back? That classic line. Should we do this one? Let's do this one. Let's do this one.
I'm not as familiar with this one.
These sniffles and sobs. Sobs are always a pain in the ass to get across as well. Like we put them out there, but you know, you can also kind of render this like a kind of thing, and it never comes, like if it's not voiced, it doesn't come across all that well, no matter what you do. So I feel like this was probably the lesser of two evils. Doing just like, you understand that he's supposed to be crying. You know, Japanese has so many great, what is the word, onomatopoeias, where you can you can understand that they're crying, and we don't have that. I love Japanese language, and it's many. Sam will be the first to tell you it also has its weaknesses, but from like an outsider's perspective, it's like Japanese is the perfect language. Cut that shit out, man. Miss her birthday. Heart necklace from Destinies, obviously a play on a certain other big jeweler.
What did Kiryu get in the beginning of Kiwami? Was that a ring?
That was a ring from a popular French brand. It wasn't necessarily a particular play on a thing, but yeah, it was a ring. People have varying opinions on that ring. Like, people are like, that's such an ugly ring, and they agree with Nishiki, because Nishiki's like, you get that ring in a bargain bin, Kiryu? Like, what a dick. And Kiryu's like, no.
Jealous.
He's just that's right. This part's good. Majima incepts the idea that this man should just get a fake, and he's on board. Majima's not on board. Majima's like, that's wrong, man. That's you shouldn't be doing this kind of stuff. And that's why I love Y0 Majima. Majima's just like, Majima has like a sense of honor and code that you don't really get across in his later forms. But it's there. It is there underneath the surface.
It's there the whole time. You know, whether he's showing it or not is one of the more fascinating aspects of his character.
Yes.
Here.
Have to find a forger. If only there was someone who was familiar with the criminal underworld. Someone who would be acquainted with forgers. Oh, sure. Like you're gonna run into some suitably shady character like that on the street.
Oh.
Close up on Majima's face. The cinematics in this game, some of the cinematic camera angles and direction of this game, they're so on point. They nail the humor, they nail the angles, they nail so much stuff about their cutscenes that I feel like so many game makers don't have, and that's I think kind of rooted in Nagoshi-san's
his background in movies and film.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Introduce your shady connections. You're disappointing me by your lack of shadiness, and you're rude. Don't want shady, go to the shade. Let's go run into fan spot. Terrible stereotype of the character, but that's okay.
Shady foreigner.
Hey.
There you go.
It's also kind of interesting when you understand that the characters are speaking very broken Japanese, and you have to kind of, you know, you don't want to take that out, but you also kind of feel bad about doing it.
Yeah.
Is there a pants dealer sub-story?
The pants stealing sub-story!
Yes, that's a good one.
You have to kind of find that one. We will absolutely hit that.
I don't know when it shows up.
Yes. I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that that's available right at chapter 4. We'll look. I'm pretty sure I know where that starts. It's off in the corner. Strip a tape where the phone punches holes. Like, you just kind of have to accept that's how phones work, because I'm sure a lot of you guys probably born after payphones disappeared. This nonsense.
I feel you.
Japanese very hard to understand. Yes, we do feel you. This animation is amazing. Oh, Majima puts 2 and 2 together. This guy makes forgeries. I know a guy who needs a forgery.
Phone cards, jewelry.
Same things, right?
What's
Same
the difference?
Same environment. There's a cursor on my screen. Get it out of here.
Apparently the pants sub-story is unlocked at chapter 3.
Oh!
Hey.
Good looking out, chat. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for making sure I didn't just run over there and not have it.
Yeah, that reminds me. Someone was commenting that the Obitarian is confirmed for Kiwami 2.
We don't talk about Kiwami 2, Derk.
What? Talk about what now?
In Japan.
In Japan.
In Japan, where it is announced, and it is not announced here.
Right, yeah. I want to make that abundantly clear. Oh no, I did it. I said the K2 word.
All right, let's help a innocent bystander. Big words for shitlords like you. People, that's another one. Like, I like that line. But people are like, that's not 80s appropriate, man. Like, I know.
Majima's ahead of his time.
It's not like that's like a meme per se. It's just, it's not like that's gonna lose its value over time. You know, you're gonna know what a shitlord is in 20 years still. It's like a lord of shit. You know?
Yeah. What?
Whereas like a given, like we do try to avoid memes. I'm the meme killer in this game, and in my team, it's like when memes get like shoehorned into the game, I go through them and I'm like, oh no, we're not doing that. They're called time anchors because in 20 years, if you're playing this game and you're like, what does he mean? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. No one understands that, right? And so I do go through that and do. And there's one meme that this guy got in that I absolutely flew under the radar for me because I had no idea it was a meme. I had no idea it was even a thing, and it fit the line so perfectly. It fit the theme of the game so perfectly. The Finance King, when he says, "Screw the rules, I have money."
Oh, I mean. What he was saying.
It's literally what he was saying. I mean, it's basically what he says, and it was so perfectly, like, I guess I'll use the word incepted into the text that why would I have caught that? That's exactly what this game is about, and people appreciate that. I think the guy who like originally that's like a Yu-Gi-Oh parody or something like that.
Little Karibo still has that on his.
Yeah, that
Twitter,
guy was super happy.
Hi, I didn't fess up to it when you posted it, but it was me.
It was him.
Yeah, like he said, this was my second game that I worked on, so I still kind of had the training wheels on, was still trying to find the right way to deliver the drama.
You don't have
to
apologize. It's okay, Derk. It worked out.
I just wanted to, clear the air. It was definitely a learning process, trying to figure out when it's appropriate to make pop cultural references, even, no matter how subtly, or when it is appropriate to insert a meme. So part of my learning process was just figuring out, like, ease off on the memery, though there are times when it'll slip through just because it's the right thing to say at the right time.
Sometimes that's literally it. Yes, there's Pest Man. Here we are.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hidey Man. I love this little animation too. They love putting things behind the pillar. Rise of the Dragon. What the hell? Pan down, pantsless man. Where the hell are your pants?
Can I borrow your pants?
Bonton pants. So Bonton pants are I'm probably saying that, butchering that pronunciation, but they're essentially schoolboy pants. They're like this part of the school uniform that would obviously match this man's like little top here. That's kind of what kids had to wear. Excellent camera angles.
Speaking of cinematography.
That's where it needed to be, Derk. My fault for caring.
That's Majima's life.
That's Majima's life right there. That's Majima's attitude in general toward the Substories. He's I think Majima, compared to Kiryu, has a genuine curiosity for life. Sort of like, what's going on over there? I don't know, but I don't really want to get involved, but I'm so curious I'm going to get involved. Whereas Kiryu's like, I should help those people. That man looks like he's in trouble, and I'm a good, upstanding citizen who helps people. That's what I feel like the differentiation is between their like approach to Substories. Jack my pants. I'm sorry, dude. You're not gonna jack my pants. Have a wall.
I too hope that this sub-story is referenced in. Call it Redacted 2. Good title.
Killing me, Derk. From the top.
Pantsless man.
The Bonton Hunter.
There you go.
We did explain it, like we were talking about last time. We work in these little explanations so that when you see these kind of foreign terms, you can understand, like, oh, okay, that's the kind of pants these are. And you might even have like an image of what they're supposed to look like, by just the sheer explanation of it.
Bigger than the bridges.
Look at that. Was that me? Was that you?
It's probably me.
playing with some expectations there. One story return, a shit ton of time to pour. Ryuji drops a lot of money, as I recall too. Like he's thick. See, gotta admit, it's kind of intriguing. That's Majima's attitude. Like, oh, this absolutely doesn't concern me, but there's a kid going around stealing pants who's got an elementary school backpack. I should check that out. Another, like this dude laying on the floor. I don't like to do the sub-story before I get Dancer, and I like to invest a little bit because I will lose. But the explanation of the staging is also really well implemented into there, just to explain like it's kind of like a varsity jacket, and that's they didn't say that in the Japanese, but you obviously understood what that would mean as a Western user here. Hold up. Oh, telephone cards. Oh, I don't have a cassette yet. Can't get no cash.
Oh yeah, he wants the collections.
Oh.
This, haha! I found our text bug. This is the only text bug that made it into the game. I don't know why I just decided to show y'all this, but do you see it?
What? I need to adjust my eyes.
Look at the nameplate. Who's speaking?
Right?
No. Right?
Oh no. That one's tough because I think they generally have like pieces of code that like pulls the name from another file. So it's not something that you can easily catch just like working in the text files.
Yeah, especially when because Kiryu and Majima both have a card collector, and usually those kind of things would be in the same file, like the card collector guy, and the text actually would default to Kiryu.
That's right.
On the text side. So if you put like the word player, then it would basically default to Kiryu, and you had to change anything that was player to Majima if you was supposed to be Majima. And of course, this should have gotten Kakigure. Yes, we're all very sorry. Especially, it sucks. We don't like when that happens. But again, this game was massive, and if that's the only issue that it actually made it into the game, then I think everybody did a great job. I'm not going to take away their pride for that. Here's our boy taking the bundle.
Peeling's better than stealing. Yeah, that's our boy.
We did actually refer to like, we'd never localized Ryuji's text, but we absolutely went to Yakuza 2 to like get a feel for how he would sound as a child, essentially. Yeah, this guy's got life. That's an amazing touch, really. Just that they gave him so much health, so much that he made him so beastly for what he's going to become. That's like an in-game reference to how powerful he's going to become. That's just super cool. I love that stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he drops mad cash money. That's awesome. Yeah, you should stop. Sam wanted us to text him that the stream started, and I didn't do it. Sorry, Sam.
I think he knows.
He knows?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not good.
Well, maybe someone should have texted him.
Sam, we didn't start the stream. We never did. This episode doesn't exist. I'm almost too handling Ryuji right now. I should probably have leveled up a little bit. Maybe I'll try baseball bat. Let's go.
I love Slugger style.
Yeah, it's got such great combos. Did I even put 8 power into this yet? I forgot. There's that diminishing return of the heat action I was talking about. That should have done way more damage. But I did one, so.
I never realized that.
A lot of people don't. The more heat actions you do in a battle, the less they return. See, that did nothing.
Yeah.
Ow! Ooh, Ryuji, stop. Alright. Alright. Chump was a word we took, I think, directly from his Yakuza 2 self.
Yeah. That was a nice little Kansaiism. It's Ryuji-kun.
These kids are his same age. Look at the size difference. Standing up for Ryuji. This whole story is like Ryuji to the T. Like everything about it is like Ryuji would never admit that he would do anything like positively. He would never be like the kind of guy that would do something to look out for the little people, but he absolutely does on the secret, on the down low. This is a great time to mention that yesterday we updated the Yakuza Experience site.
Oh yeah.
And there's a new chapter of the comic up. We're on chapter 5 now. It is Yakuza 2 centric, and you will see Ryuji, you will see Tigers, you will see what's his name, Sengoku, and this one's coming from Kiryu's perspective. It's amazing. If you've not been down to check that out, you absolutely should.
The Golden Palace.
The Golden Palace, yep. And the character map has been updated through Yakuza 2 as well, meaning that now you can get yourself spoiled on Yakuza 2 if you are so inclined. Character map and timeline, we take you all the way through. So again, there are spoiler filters on that website. If you want to only see certain games, then you can toggle off the years that they occurred in. So Yakuza 2 is 2006. We're currently in 1988. That makes that 18 years? Is my math right?
Sounds about right. Yeah, I gotta give props to that comic. I've been following it as it's unfolding, and it started off with the Kiryu and Wano intimidation scene, trying to extort him. Eventually concludes, well,
we'll get to that. We will absolutely get to that, which is, and I want to talk about that scene when we get there, because that is the reason. There's a whole lot of reasons why we chose to open the comic with that scene.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a neat scene to pick from Yakuza 0. Okay, you know, and as these have been releasing, I'm starting to see like this bigger picture unfold over time. There is like a deliberate reason for each scene in each issue.
Yes, we are walking you through essentially the series in hopes that for those of you who were asking to jump from Kiwami to Yakuza 6, that you'll feel like you aren't being left out or left in the cold by not having played Yakuza 2, Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, and Yakuza 5 on consoles that you probably don't even have plugged in anymore. So,
and for those who have, you're getting, you know, a fresh perspective in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Like I loved the last one that came out before this most recent one, where it was through Haruka's perspective. I want to say she's like Y5 age, give or take.
So
thinking back on like her meeting Kiryu and basically just quick summing up the events of Yakuza Kiwami through the eyes of Haruka, and it's really touching.
Yeah, it's good.
And it oh wait, the music is so North punk asses.
You're lying, Ryuji-kun. See, this is it. This is the Ryuji dilemma. He will never admit that he did anything nice. He just wants to kill the strong. That's going to be his whole line forever, you know? Like, he just can't stand certain North pussies.
Bunch of losers.
And you beat me up like I'm just some punk kid. You're like 12, Ryuji. Making references to his father, Jin Goda. Shout out to the fan who just drew a comic literally about this scene.
Really?
I think his name is Vinny.
Check that out.
If you haven't been following Vinny and his comics, his little 4-panel comics for all this stuff where he actually references the game, they're super cool. I love that guy. Don't shout crazy shit! God. Writing for Majima's what a joy it is. The other thing, we also had another announcement that went out yesterday. We released the entirety of the Yakuza 6 webpage. So you can now look at the full page in all of its glorious content, which is a lot. It's content glorious, heavy, guys. Like, we literally touch on every minigame, every character, the entirety of the story. Shakedown. But I want to go that way, Mr. Shakedown. It's right here. You know what? You know how you reset Mr. Shakedown? You get in a fight, you go in a building. What's up?
Yeah, there's a link in the chat now, and uh-oh.
Oh, right. The agents.
What?
I love these two. They're a good couple.
They're cute.
Back to eggs. Best prices at Market Next Town over. This is as deep a mini game as you kind of want to make it. Going around with Majima, getting all that equipment and getting new weapons for it is, you can get involved or you can not get involved. It costs a lot of money. Like, it takes it out of you to do this stuff. And if you don't have the money to spare, because if you're not doing all the stuff that you should be.
Yeah, you start off at the local sporting goods store, and before you know it, you're sending people off to
the jungles and shit. Which was fun. When Majima comes in here, he says, "Oh, so you send dudes out to the jungle? That's my kind of shit."
I'm all about that.
Yeah, that's what he says. Awesome, Derk. And I think the trophy tied into that too. So it was "Welcome to the Jungle," which is another '80s music reference. All right, so they're gonna page me when that's done. But Mr. Shakedown should now be reset, and I can go return those pants and finish that sub-story out. Then we'll continue with the main story. Gotta go on.
Nice.
Yeah, so that Yakuza 6 website, as I was saying, is fully updated. It was a lot of content. Sometimes we shorten them up a little bit to try to keep it a little bit more succinct, because Western players, you guys you don't hang out on game websites anymore. The data does not support doing these giant websites for you guys to look at once and then never come back. Because you don't read them. Sorry. But when the marketing team came to my team and was like, "Hey man, we're gonna do the Yakuza 6 website. It's huge and it's massive." I was like, "Do you want to make cuts? Do you want us to look at this?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "You sure?" They're like, "Why would we do that?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I put a translator on it. It took her probably like a week and a half to translate that entire website.
Oh yeah, that's no small feat.
No, and at that point, it went to. I guess it went back to me, but at that point I had no team assigned to me, so I literally had to do all the website stuff. And then it goes to QA, so QA can check it. Then it goes to web, so they can develop it. So the bigger the website, like the more all of these steps take.
A lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts. The more people have to get involved, and literally the more costly it is to do, because we pay our people. But for Yakuza 6, it was absolutely worth it. And I hope you guys check it out and enjoy all that content. Look forward to it. There's so many mini games. There's so much stuff to look at. Please be excited. Oh no, this sub-story isn't finished. I forgot they're gonna go try to jump Ryuji like fools. Oh hell. Seen this one from the end. Izakaya, come to the bar. I do not want to get stuck with statues on. Again, that's another one of those.
Good sub-story, but yeah,
I've seen that one a billion
takes
times.
a little commitment to.
It was in our event demo. I'm just gonna laid everybody out. Standing on the bench. Just a bunch of mooks. Math drills. Did you ever have math drills? I never called them math drills. I don't know where that term came from.
I wonder if that's a Japanism. Certainly gets the meaning across.
Yeah, you know what it is. What's a drill? There's a dragon
in the making.
Very a little on the nose, Majima. You know what it means. All right, main story time. Let's go hit the telephone club. We're gonna get introduced to Ako. It's Makoto's date for the hour. Oh no, I got.
Oh no!
I didn't. Oh good. Oh good. Okay.
Go. Hurry. Some funny options in there.
Definitely.
So definitely. I guess that's what made the demo so good, because it certainly warrants a couple run-throughs when you have the time.
And you know, some poor QA guy has to check all those options, and in some of these sub-stories, like the branching dialogue is so crazy that they had to do them so many times, because it will change. You know, dialogue changes depending on what option you pick here versus what option you pick there.
Sometimes in really subtle ways that if you're not paying close attention,
versus
you
whether
might
or
think
not
it's just a copy-paste job.
Yeah. Whether or not you accept and then whether you refuse and then accept, or just accept straight off, will change the dialogue sometimes. And I think the absolute worst case scenario was all of the Dolce stuff, because there were literally like, what is it, 15 sub-stories you could select from at each stage to submit to Dolce on the radio if you've done that sub-story.
Yeah, good job cleaning up the mess I left there.
Oh my god, what a nightmare. We spent a long time on that particular sub-story in QA. I feel like when Majima's talking to Ako and when he's doing this, like, he has to try to be a little goobery. Like, you can hear it in his voice when he's just brightening up a little bit and like, hey, putting on the Majima charm. And it's really interesting if you can detect the differences in the way he usually talks versus what he's usually like.
Housewife with a kid.
Nope, this is gonna take a while.
Next.
What is this? 90 minutes later? Ah, called it. See, this is the level of detail I have to remember in my brain. I don't need to remember that it was 90 minutes, but I do. He's exhausted. See. And so is she. But here we go. He's putting on the show. I would hate Ako. Like, I just paid to talk to you, girl. No yawning in my ear. Ako's such a child of the 80s, and you can clearly tell. So you guys know how oftentimes the Japanese games, when they're being marketed in Japan, Japan will often use these keywords to identify the game. They have like words that they're like, these are the game's themes that we're going to boil down to a specific word.
Oh yeah.
And for this game, the 3 words that they used were money, women, and violence. Which is literally kind of, it's so like on point, because that's, if you look at the 3 misters in the game, you've got Mr. Libido, Mr. Shakedown, and Mr. Moneybags.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. Huh. I mean, you know, plenty of games have money and violence and women and all that good stuff in them, but it's fascinating seeing how this game in particular just takes that and like turns it into a theme.
It's a theme. All those 3 themes run throughout the entire game, whether that's throughout the mini games, through the sub-stories, through the main story, like all of that, and they all kind of centralize and converge on that, which is just a really cool way that they like. I felt like they nailed the themes. Like they went all in on those 3 themes and just said, we're gonna nail it, and they did. We typically in Western marketing, we don't often be like narrow games down to these keywords like Japan does. But,
Right.
You know, that still comes across in a lot of the ways that we market this game. Cash is king, and I don't remember beauty is queen kind of thing. I think that's on the Yakuza 0 website.
ちょっと待ってくれ。いいやな。俺実はフリーのライターやっててな。
See, he gets so caught up in making his own like BS. He's like, I'm a freelance writer, but later he's gonna be like, oh, I'm actually a celebrity, and he's just pulling stuff out of his ass, which is great because it's absolutely working. And listen to his voice right here. He's so like, hey, I'm so nice and bright and cheery.
Time for a code giveaway.
Oh! We do occasionally give out codes.
Europe.
Good times, guys. If you're watching this on the archive, sometimes that happens. You should tune in.
Yeah, what's interesting about the European launch of Yakuza Kiwami is that they all have British accents.
Derk's fired. He's never coming back on the stream.
Well, I'm not leaving with leaving a pinky behind, I'm sure.
They do not have British accents, just so you know. Doggy. Oh my God, he's back, Mr. Libido. Ladies and gentlemen,
no.
The one, the only.
I love your theory. That never even occurred to me, but
right. Last time I had the theory that Mr. Libido is a figment of Majima's sexual.
Talk about good.
You're right.
Localization for the random NPC names.
There's never been a.
That's a Scott special.
Right, that is a Scott special. There's never been a. I don't think a nameplate quite as evocative as that in any game. Everything about this man is a dick joke. Not gonna there's no color in it.
No way around it. It's not even a double entendre. It goes triple and loops itself back to just being an entendre.
You know, like when you get this, and I think there obviously weren't quite as many euphemisms in the Japanese, but that's how you communicate that here. And jeez, you got in. It's like I looked at that line. I was like, is this accurate? And that's literally what he's saying. That's literally what he's saying.
Yeah.
I was like, is this really what we're stooped to? Is this what we're gonna? Is this the line in our game?
Where we are?
How much jizz you got in you? Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Trade tips. But you get Mr. Libido, and he's making constant euphemisms, and you're like, I was 13 once. I can handle this.
Yeah.
I got a bank of these somewhere in my childhood, and you're like, you're like halfway through the file, and you're like, shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
When a localization dude is out, it takes research.
Yeah.
It takes group sourcing, and that's sort of the when the going gets tough, you gotta get going. I don't ever want HR to check my search history.
I know, right? It's for work.
It's for
I
work.
Swear. Boy, though, sitting next to
he
one of
sits
the
next
Y6
to
editors.
John, who's our Y6 editor, responsible for the live chat.
Look forward to it.
Who was literally watching porn for a week. I saw that when we announced the Y6 website launch on Facebook, of course, and someone was. If you look at the website, you know we didn't cut the content, guys. We don't cut content anymore from Yakuza. We don't do that. We know this is a new team. We didn't make that mistake in Yakuza 3. Someone else did. Mea culpa, forever.
Yeah.
But we don't cut the content. It's all in there. It's all intact. And someone asked, was like, hey, oh, right, weapon and Dragon and Tiger. I'll have to ask Sam why this means Dragon and Tiger, because I have no idea. Someone was asking anyway. Someone was asking like, "Hey, is this cut? You know, I'm going to be mad if it's cut." And someone was literally quoting our stream. One of you fans was like, "Yeah, I asked them on the stream if it's cut," and they're like, "No, it's not cut." And I appreciate whoever that was to be like, you had a screen cap ready too and everything. You're like, "This is where I asked them if it was cut."
Kudos, yeah.
I'll just
spread the good word.
Yes, you can read about live chat on Yakuza 6's webpage. Plug. I'm not going to do what Sam does, where he suddenly decides in the middle of my game to flash the Y6 Premium Edition, but here we are.
Oh, and shout out to Praise the Lard. That was
Praise the Lard?
Yeah.
Is that the guy who did it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Praise the Lard. Y6 Premium Edition, you can pre-order Yakuza 6 today. It comes with these sweet glasses, whiskey stones featuring the American heat icon and the Japanese heat icon and the Tojo Clan coaster.
What are the coasters made of?
Some kind of cork. I've seen them. They're decent. They work. And then they're great. I'm gonna get fired too. The Yakuza 6 launch edition comes with the free art book packaging. It's all there. Get your pre-orders in. There, I've done my plug. This is why I let Sam do that, because I'm nonsense at it. Terrible at plugging. I'm like, if you guys are going to pre-order, you're going to pre-order. If you're not.
You did a great job, Scott.
Thanks, Will.
Great job. Fantastic.
Yeah, the drink to go in those glasses is not included.
Nope. Hi. You'll have to supply the drink. I have seen the glasses though. They're coming along great. I took them home. I put them in my dishwasher even to check it out. They survived.
They survived. Nice.
So they're gonna be okay. They're gonna be good. Excuse me. They're gonna be great. God, I'm terrible at this.
They're gonna be rad.
Oh God. Oh shit. Okay. Oh no, we're gonna learn breaker style right now. Are we not? Oh no, we gotta talk to her first, and then we're gonna learn breaker style. So that's that background thing of that dude drinking. That is a parody of something that's actually in actual Dotonbori.
Oh, okay.
You can check that out and look up some real life pictures. The shades. I love how Majima disguises himself with the shades. I think we talked about that last time when he threw him on and went into the Odyssey.
No.
There's the statue in the background.
You're right, he's in there. Still
committed to his work.
Substory. So here, I've already told you I'm a freelance journalist, but here we go. Here we go. I'm a celebrity. I'm a celebrity freelance journalist. All these different camera angles on Majima's beautiful face. Listen to him hamming it up, just be like, I'm such a clown, I'm so cheesy. It's so great. The Yakuza voice actors have been doing this for 10 plus years. I don't know what that's like to go into the recording studio with those guys, but I imagine they're just like, yo man, do your thing, here's the line, make it you. And they go, you know? They're professionals, I'm sure. When official account was like, we have a special guest! And like people were like, is it one of the voice actors? Is it Nagoshi-san? I'm like, no guys,
it's not Sam!
It's just Derk. It's just
me,
Derk. Sorry. I want to apologize to anyone who was expecting someone higher level than Derk.
Hey, Derk is
I'm glad Derk's here. I'm glad Derk's
here.
here. I am. I absolutely am. But you know, we just got to be careful with our words sometimes, I guess. You don't think about those things when you post them. And then they posted that we were on yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Well,
apologies
that
if
is
you
our
tuned
bad.
in and
Yeah, you're like, oh snap, they're on a day early. Nope, but we're on Fridays, and Fridays are a good day, I hope, for all you guys, because I like Fridays. I like what Yakuza has become. Fridays are an integral part of Yakuza culture at this point.
Oh. Well, thanks for the support, everybody. I love you too.
Oh, are they being nice to you, Derk?
Yeah.
Yakuza has such a great community. You guys
Right?
have been like,
I was expecting
Some
like
to you as not Sam.
you know, like some fan bases are
I've worked with
chomping
some
to bite
fan
the
bases where
hands that feed them, but
you know you can't start a discussion and be like, hey, we're launching Yakuza 6, and everyone's like, Yakuza 3 was best. And then someone else responds to that, no way, man, Yakuza 4, and like then you just the fan base like turns on itself in a almost like they eat each other. Like it's just this whole series is good, guys. Like get on board, get your friends in. You guys have done a great job of that too, by the way. Spreading the Yakuza gospel, being like, you gotta play Yakuza. That's half of this game's success is just you guys being on social, being like,
yeah, honestly,
Yakuza guys.
Like, you don't see too many franchises where the fan support actually, like, lifts it that much higher than it would have been otherwise, just, you know, on its own merits. But Yakuza went a long time kind of, like, in the shadows, and you, the fans, really brought it into the light.
Definitely. And, you know, we don't know what moments from these games are, like, gonna hit it off. We can guess, but, like, when I think it was Lenny posted Nugget for the first time, like not long prior to Yakuza Zero's release, and that, I mean, when we use the word viral, what does that even mean these days? But like, you know, it got picked up quite a bit. Just this Kiryu winning Nugget after getting 3 strikes in a row. It was, or getting a turkey, excuse me. That was an incredible experience for us on this side. Just like, our chicken's gone viral, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we had a portrait, you know,
we had an
employee of the month.
Nugget. Still out there?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, go get it. I want to show it to people.
Yeah, let me go see if I can get it.
Yeah,
no, you opened the floodgates.
What?
Nugget hype in the chat.
Nugget hype in the chat. Hype for Nugget.
I don't think anyone saw that coming.
What?
Like Nuggets.
Oh, no one saw that coming.
Popularity.
We didn't recognize that either. Just like, oh, let's name this chicken. I think it might have even just been the translators who named him Nugget versus, you know, whenever they name animals in this series, like if they're the most uncreative names in the history of uncreative names. It's like, it's basically the equivalent of like Doggy-kun.
Yeah.
Like Pochitaro is basically like dog, like baby dog. Or Mame is the dog in Yakuza 3, and that's like dog.
I mean, you know, Haruka was what, 8, and Kiryu is not renowned for his creativity or quick wit.
There's a really cool conversation in Kiwami where Haruka's like, if you had a dog, what would you name it? And he's like, a good name, like Dragon. And Haruka's be like, you can't name a dog Dragon.
Square, but still.
Oh, this poster's seen better days, but yes, here we are. Here we are. Employee of the Month, Nugget, January 2017. It's under my name. Yes. I don't know. Who made this, Will?
I don't know. So it just appeared.
Oh, that's the best. Is when you don't even know who does things around here. It's like,
I'd have to guess someone in QA at the time.
Probably. Whose clan is that? Is that Dojima? That's Dojima's pin, huh?
Yeah.
It has a Dojima symbol at the bottom of it.
Oh yeah, that one was kind of interesting to cover because it's like we're like it's an arcade,
Yeah, yeah.
But when you can hear
Game
what
Center
they're saying in English,
yeah, it's just called Sega High Tech Land here, and this is it's not called an arcade yet. We didn't really know what to do with it, but we didn't we call it? Someone called us out on this too. We were inconsistent with. It's technically called batting center, but sometimes we look at that as batting cages. And we'll try to be better at that. Honestly, like if you guys feel like we're being inconsistent between batting center, golf center, whatever it is, you know.
Yeah, consistency is important.
UFO machine.
Sure, I still see these things.
Yeah, I still see them too, and they're still Sega branded, and they'll have like minions in them.
I know. I want them to have this.
Yeah, dude, I want a mini Sega
Mega Drive plush.
Mega Drive figure, or the Opa Opa. Can't solve all your problems by throwing money at it, Derk.
We'll see about that.
How come you're gonna make me do this?
No, turn in the screws.
Critical path UFO catcher, go. I love that they work this in stuff. I mean, like, you could technically put these minigames in and you guys could ignore them for days. This little box here, you can't see where I'm pointing, what am I doing? The box where it says 300 yen, 3 games, 0 turns is something that we've had to revise several times because the way that it's structured in Japanese, there's literally room for one character there, and we're like, that really doesn't work for us. And so this is our box there is actually a little bit wider than it appears in the Japanese. Just so you know, I'm gonna go for the Opa Opa. This game's not hard. Like you can do this if you just kind of look. As I lose, but it's not.
Yeah, you jinxed it.
I know. It's really not though.
Oh, someone mentioned that by the way, the dog in Y3 in the original or in the English translation was named Rex. So
yes.
pretty much like same equivalent.
Yeah.
Generic dog name.
Generic dog name, Rex. This is the kind of stuff that we've been working to improve through the years. Is if you know. They're gonna call it. If you're living in Japan, oh god, I'm actually gonna not do this successfully. You want to take a shot?
I'll take a try. I had to spend some time. And a little rusty though. Okay. Yeah. Nope.
Nope. Derk.
Nope,
Derk.
Nope. It's a.
Nope.
No, too late.
Way off.
Good time to shine, man.
Oh, were you going for that one? You going for that one?
Sometimes you can bug out and catch something.
You can. Now, it's so easy, guys. You can totally do this. Oh, you can keep going. Okay, at least we don't have to let Akko down.
It's not, yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can do this, Derk.
I got my shot. Okay, wait. I gotta play this like a video game advertisement from the 80s. Nope.
Derk, the stream doesn't continue until we get a prize.
Pressure's on. Oh, yeah, you can move the left stick to shift the camera to the side. I'm not sure how much it helps, if at all. Let's just try to...
Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you,
oh, she wants an Opa Opa specifically?
No.
She just wants anything?
No, she wants anything. It's fine.
Okay,
What are you aiming for here?
I'm just like...
Are you trying to get both? You trying to pro skill
something?
Well, you're gonna get nothing.
No, I can't do this in real life. I can't do it in a video game.
Give me back.
I relinquish control.
One turn left. Okay,
all right.
What's gonna be the most viable here? I'm gonna go for this Opa Opa right in the front. I think that's too far back. Yep.
Ooh.
Wait.
Hey. Ooh.
Bring it.
Oh.
No!
You know, she's being a real sport about it. I was expecting...
Go for the lizards.
Go for the lizards. Will says go for the lizards. Alright. I lied. The stream will continue if we don't get a prize. Oh, that's too far left. No! Who's saying go for the lizards? Was that chat? Or was that just you, Will?
That was chat.
Okay.
$50 later.
It's yen, guys. That's the other thing we have to keep in mind. Is sometimes
90 minutes later.
Sometimes it's very easy to make idioms out of like very kind of like money references, like dime a dozen or. What is going for the? Oh my.
What?
Don't even. Stay with me.
Come on.
Stay with me, lizard.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Woo! The streak can continue.
You got it.
Got a lizard. Akko, I hope you were really excited about this frilly neck lizard. Oh.
Yeah. It gives me nightmares too.
Got it!
Yeah.
Piece of cake!
Piece of cake.
No problem. Good job, Majima.
She's like stayed there the entire time.
She was just watching.
Patient.
She wanted that frilly neck lizard, Will. She was way into it. Majima probably got closer than she ever could. Now we're gonna go learn breakdancer style.
Disco? あんだけ食った後でよう踊る気になるな。
Akko's a party girl. Even Majima's like, I'm too old for this shit. I'm 24. The disco.
Oh yeah, just running you through the gauntlet of minigames.
Yep. You don't actually have to do it, I don't think. I don't mind doing the disco though. I actually think that's one of the most like well thought out minigames in this one.
I've yet to figure out how to do it properly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
I used to challenge the QA staff sometimes. I'd just roll up on them and be like, who wants a disco battle?
No kidding.
Yeah. And they'd be like, okay. I don't really want to challenge you, but okay. During Kiwami's testing actually, that some of the testers who had not played Zero were like, oh yeah, I do want to see where this starts. Because like if you play Kiwami and you hadn't played Zero, like the curiosity factor is just so great that they were actually going out to like get Zero on their own to be like, oh, I really want to know what happened prior to this. And so one of the testers, Cecilia, was like, oh, the disco minigame is great. I was like, let's go. We're fighting right now. And she beat me. She did beat me by a little bit. Lauren, if you've watched the other streams from that other company we work with, is also really good. She tested the demo. So, what's his name? I forget his name. This kid. Who's the kid in the red frock?
I don't remember his name. Yeah, you really dialed the 80s lingo up to 11.
Right. So when people are talking about like, why didn't you make it more 80s, guys? Like this is like test case or like why it doesn't really work. And it's perfect for him, like to use all this like old 80s slang. But you start to realize like, yeah, no one really wants to hear people talk like this. It's 80s slang is like bad when you really kind of go back and look at it. If you were around during that time, I'm sorry. If you still speak like that time, I'm sorry. But I grew up. I was too young basically throughout the 80s to use like the common slang terms. And when you really kind of go back and research it, and I did research a lot of 80s slang. It sucks. It's just not interesting. Komaki thinking they're doing some kind of ancient dance ritual. The new breaking dance. The kids are so fascinated with. They sell their spooks by dancing. The birds? We're gonna get a final holy shit in a second here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that guy in the back, like, you don't think he'd look at him and think he'd be able to do these kind of moves, but there he is. He goes for it. Glasses and everything just staying off. Yeah, guys. It was interesting too doing research on literally breakdancing to discover that before breakdancing had really gotten popular and they weren't really called breakdancers yet, they were called breakers. And not only did that work for us in terms of just keeping things short, but it helped us. That's why this style is called breaker style, because that's what at the early 80s scene where this was exploding, they hadn't been called breakdancers yet. The crazy things that we have to research in localization are absolutely bonkers sometimes. You know how many games I've worked on with bugs in them? A lot of games that have bugs.
Yeah, like not like glitches, but like insects,
like actual insects.
Beetles, and
yeah.
oh man,
in Japan,
what? Robot bugs, battle bug beauty.
Has so many games, so many names for bugs that we don't have. Like they classify bugs in so many different ways, especially cicadas. Is that how you say that word?
That one's is it cicadas?
Right.
I don't know
okay.
That.
Right.
Cicadas?
Huh?
Cicadas?
Cicadas.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
Thanks, Will.
I read words I don't say.
That's my problem too. So yeah, the cicadas. There are like multiple different Japanese species of those things. Those are the things like and they actually like the Japanese word for that noise is mean.
Oh.
And which is why
onomatopoeia.
Yeah, which is why they actually have a species of that called the minzimi. And that's in Kiwami Battle Bug Beauties, the minzimi cicada, which is
Oh, that explains it.
interesting. So yeah, you look up all kinds of you're watching
Yeah,
porn
you
one
learn
day,
so much.
you're looking at pictures of insects the next.
And sometimes
it's a wild ride around.
you're doing both at the same time.
I don't want to know.
Battle bug beauties.
Oh, you're right. That literally is the same thing at the same time. Oh, here we go. Okay, Komeki's now going to be stationary and jump by and win some moves. Majima makes a direct reference to our most recent comic drop where he's like, you'd have to be a dumbass to fight a tiger. 18 years later, what do you think Kiryu's doing? All right. These texts here, these ones where you actually like follow people, there's so many like different variations. Some of them I don't think even got used. You can like run into them. You can run out beyond them. You can let them all play out. Sometimes there's more text than you think there is. There's a lot of interesting ways to play with those texts. Yeah. But sorry, lady. I am in a rush. I'm on a stream here.
We're on the clock.
Maharaja. Which I think we mentioned in a previous stream that is like making a comeback in Japan.
Oh, really?
30K. VIP suite. Yen numbers always look so big to me. I have a problem processing them down to dollars. Where it's,
oh yeah, same
they literally like it's kind of like they don't have a penny. Where like if you were to start, where like a single yen is like 100 yen, right? Is that accurate? Or like the single coin is like 100 coin, and that's like where it starts, which is why they balloon so high. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass. When Sam comes back, he can tell you all about that.
Of course, it's interesting comparing like this game, before the bubble, where everything's like money's just
everything's inflated and
then like
you're
like by Kiwami, it's like what, 10 billion yen. I could go fight Mr. Shakedown and get that in 5 minutes.
Where's Mr. Shakedown? Yeah, me and Derk were both working Kiwami and this game almost in shifts.
Yeah.
To get, because we'd get translation drops on this game like on scheduled paces. And then between that, we were like, let's do some Kiwami. And so we, it was tough to transition between the two.
It was a challenge having your brain in like two places that are similar enough that you can almost lose track of which game you're working on if you're not careful.
But that's our dedication to you guys. We're working on closing that gap. And I think that it's evidence that, Zero launched in 2017, which is like 2 years after the Japanese release. Kiwami was like a year and a half, and 6 is like a year and like 2 months.
Yeah,
so
going at a breakneck pace, but
we're going as fast as we can.
It's all for
catch
up and get resynchronized.
Right. Hopefully.
ディスコに来たらやっぱり踊らな損やろ。うちお酒飲めへんし。
そういうとがまだまだやな。
So we basically learned at some point throughout all these conversations that Derk and I have been talking over, that Makoto Maki is not necessarily the bad guy that Majima thinks he is. So he's got these two conflicting reports, one from Sagawa that he's this crazy woman-abusing asshole, but here's this woman telling him that he's actually a saint. So Majima's going to have to kind of go figure that out for himself. He's past catching up with Akko here. Avoided that, buddy. The bear on bearoids. I think that we hit that line already. That was
oh, that's
Bacchus.
good. This guy's a real class act.
Yeah. And look at his friends too. Like one of them's like, I just got off work, and the other one's like, oh man, I just got out of the disco. Huh? I had a problem with all the ha's in this game. I felt like it's kind of the noise that they're making, like huh? But it just looks ridiculous in text, and so I actually ordered QA. I was like, guys, if you see ha's in this game, because they were plentiful. I don't know why they got used so much, but it just kind of slipped by the editing team, myself included. And
I was like, oh, it's the Sotenbori, huh?
And it became a thing with QA. They're like, Scott, I found a ha. I was like, okay, bug it. I want to take it out. And the QA lead was like, is this really what we need to be focused on? I'm like, yeah. I don't want the ha's in the game, guys. But there's a few that obviously slipped through.
Deacon says, ha's are the Yumi of Yakuza 0.
The Yumi of Yakuza 0?
I'm not sure what that means.
What? I'm trying to figure out what that means, guy. Well, if he explains it, let me know. I can't think about that and do this at the same time.
Now we'll clear.
I wish this scene had actually taken place in the disco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the breakdancing style tutorial here. The OP style. If you max out breaker style, like you can't lose this game.
Apparently, Yumi was the keyword of Wi-Fi.
Or Yume.
Oh, Yume! Yume, that's what's going on. Yes, dreams. Yume means dreams. And there's a lot of talk about dreams in Y5, just so you know. Sam and I were actually thinking we might want to cover Y5 at some point before Y6 comes out, just to give you guys like a run up to Y6, so you can kind of get caught up. Would that be something you'd want to see? Would that be interesting for you guys? I mean, we might have to scan Y0 a little early to get that if we're basically on like 1 week for 1 week, but that might be cool. Believe in your
Follow your Yumeis. Sounds like people are down for a Wi-Fi stream.
That'd be awesome. I think I'll tell Sam that you guys are into it.
Probably not to play all the way through.
No, we could not afford to play all the way through. I think we'd probably hit up Kiryu, maybe some Haruka. I don't know that we could really touch Shinada, and Saijima's beginning is long and involves killing bears, which is awesome.
Oh, so he is a journalist again.
Yes, he's back to being a journalist instead of a celebrity. It's interesting that I watched some people who play this game and thought that the bat tattoo was they were looking for an actual like baseball bat tattoo. Like, I didn't even consider that option when I originally saw that line. Maybe I would have like tried to work that in a little bit better.
Yeah,
who gets a baseball bat tattooed on them?
The bat tattoo, yeah, the first time they brought that point up, I was like, please.
You want to kill Segawa. Yeah, the reveal of that tattoo is amazing. It's such a good, like, it's so subtle and so good. It's such a twist. Not gonna spoil it. But, yeah.
でもただ一つだけ誠さんから頼まれてることがあんねん。
Have I done all my appropriate plugging? Are we good? Because we got about like 20 minutes left.
Want to give a... How about I take a plug?
Take a plug.
All right.
Take a shot at plugging, Derk.
The Yakuza Zero stream is brought to you by Blue Apron. Get great meals.
Derk!
Sorry. It's brought to you by NatureBot. No.
No! Okay, Derk's off the stream.
Done, kid.
Stream is brought to you by SEGA, and me, and Sam, and everyone
And
who's
me sometimes.
and not Sam.
Yeah, check out the Yakuza Experience.
Yakuza Experience,
Yeah.
get caught up. There you go. That's a good plug. Yakuza 6 website, brand new. Check that out. Pre-orders are live
6.
while they can.
Well, why don't you flash that, those glam shots real quick?
Flash the glam shots, Will says.
One more
Here we
time.
go.
One more
Look at
time.
that.
Oh,
I
know
after
you're
hours
so
premium
mighty
edition.
feeling that,
Ooh.
but-
You know what?
My
I think
goodness.
my favorite part is that you don't just get one set, you get two.
You do get 2 glasses
You
of
can
this,
enjoy
just
it
so
with
you
a
know.
friend, a
Have
lover.
2 drinks by yourself.
your
2
child.
coasters, or you can drink
Whatever
2
you
coasters.
want.
Double-fisted.
Yep.
Double fisted works too.
All right. Where's my game? Coming back to the game.
And I am so excited to see the art book. I don't know anything about what's
right.
going to be.
And we're getting a lot of pressure now to be like, reveal the winners of the art book. But there's a lot of stuff that has to go into revealing these winners. So please be patient. We're working on it. It is absolutely at the top of our list.
It'll be worth
the
the
art
wait.
book itself is coming along. I've seen it. It's good. There's so many. You guys blew the lid off the art. Like everyone who contributed did amazing. And you're all going to be really happy with that art book. And it's all going to be you. Like it's not like we just threw a bunch of like concept art and like into the pages and like, here you go. Here's an art book. Like
That's
all
what's
the
so
other art
cool,
books.
man.
It's literally like a fan presentation of your interpretation of the Yakuza series. That's what makes it just way cooler of an art book. Everyone can do an art book. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Intense music has happened. All right. Boom, son! I felt that. Some 80s happening right here.
There it is.
That battle was sick, yo! Those moves got me seriously bugging. I thought this seemed the best Sotomori had to offer, but your skills are to the curb!
And that's
This
why
This
we
is
toned
why
it down
nobody
for the
talks
rest of
like
the game.
this. This is why
But I kind of talk like that in real life.
Will talks
now.
like this in real life, he says.
Well,
Will is a
I
product
guess
of the
I should have
80s, apparently.
been born in the 80s.
It was like a bolt from the blue.
A
shout
shout
out
out
from
from
God.
God.
You've got to join my crew. Oh, he's painful.
I ain't playing.
Throwing down every day. Localization people have characters we love and some characters we don't love. We love all our characters, but we don't love them all.
You'll be unstoppable, son.
Tight. You wouldn't still say tight?
I've been, for me, it's been slipping out of my lexicon. I say it like ironically, I guess.
Oh, Will does say
Oh,
tight,
yeah.
ironically, everybody.
Well,
Will is our
Everybody, he says it. He says everybody.
Will is our PR guy. He's I don't know if you can actually hear him when he talks, which is why I'm repeating him, but he's watching out for Jacob today, who's usually in the chat. Will something special. Give me that look, Majima. Oh, he's got shades. Oh, still from the back. I want to get one from the front.
kicking them off the bridge is so satisfying to
It
me.
really is, definitely.
It's like, see ya!
Yep. What? What, you want something? do want to get through the massive man battle if I can do it.
Ooh, did you get there? That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
I hope that that's not going to lock me out of like into like some 20-minute segment. It might. Let's go, Majima. You know what I also want to do before we do that is actually level up a little bit. Sorry, guys. This is the most exciting thing to watch.
Hey, gotta invest in yourself.
You do.
So, since I covered a lot more of the Kiryu end of this game, yeah, I'm not as familiar with Majima's fighting style as I was with the Rush.
Yes. Was that your what was your preferred style, Derk?
I really like the feel of Rush style. It might not be like as fun to watch as Beast Mode, but the Rush style just has a good feel to it. I like the quick dodge and
yeah, it is fun.
Counters.
It's definitely fun to do. I realize I should not go to the final battle without health potions though, so I'm gonna do that. I absolutely need that counter though. That's what makes breaking style busted, is when you can just counter two dudes at the same time. What you looking at, Derk? How's chat doing?
Oh, they're saying health potions? You mean energy drinks?
My bad. My bad. God, I think I was playing an RPG.
Oh yeah, well, Deekman is asking for thoughts on the... Oh boy, I'm gonna try to say it. Pardon me, bear with me. How about the Yakuza movie?
I have seen it.
Toku. Did I get that?
And it's worth, like... It struggles a bit, I'm not gonna lie, it struggles a bit. But, like, if you like Majima as a character, it's absolutely worth watching for every scene that man's in, because he steals the scene. And regardless of what he's doing or saying, just like, it's an amazing thing to watch. Have you seen it?
I've seen parts of it.
Oh, okay.
Like I saw the first big opening sequence, you know, with the brawl in the
convenience store.
Convenience store, drinking the stamina to get pumped. It's good. I wonder how much better it might have been if it was made kind of later with the sort of knowledge and lore and better feel for the series as a whole that we have now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't feel like it really captures the ridiculousness is the problem.
Yeah.
Like it leans a little hard into the seriousness instead of really kind of bringing that like nonsense out to it. People glow. People still have like heat actions in it, which is cool, but it needs a little bit more of that what Yakuza became versus where it started. That's my thoughts on it. This is intense. This is some high tension action here.
I didn't know there was a Nagoshi cameo at the end.
Oh, there is, yes.
Yeah, I'm just edge of my seat every time.
So tense. People say, and this is something I've been able to personally confirm because I have not been able to do it, but that the knife Majima carries is the same one that was used to scoop out his eye. And I'm not sure where that is. If you know where that is and you can prove that happened in the game, that's mentioned somewhere, I'd love to see that. Looking under the bed like he's hiding there. Yeah. Oh, he's such a good hitman. The voice actress who plays Makoto is prolific in Japan. She's had a ton of roles. I forget what her most prominent ones are. I just remember looking at them like, wow, that's an impressive list.
Nothing to see here.
Just a man with a knife. The scene is so well done. The facial expressions on Majima when she like rolls by him on the wall. Ooh. I bet you I'm gonna get stuck into the Makoto escort stuff before I can save.
Quite possibly.
Oh my god, we'll close the door at the same time. We'll close
Creepy.
The door. That was amazing.
Ooh, so uncomfortable.
That bass. That bass. Ah!
I can explain. Just here to tell you.
He gets so caught in his lies here. He's just like throwing out his lies as fast as he can think of them, and of course she's like, wait a minute. Poor Makoto. She's such a relatable character, like just caught up in this whole mess, just trying to live her life. Never did anything wrong. Wait, was that Deekman, the Yakuza fan guy?
Deekman, are you Yakuza fan? Find out. Oh yeah. Hey.
Ah, nailed it. What up, Yakuza fan? Always glad to have your support.
Absolutely. Oh, what do you know?
Hey, all better.
All better.
Again, all these issues where you see that we've thrown words into caps for emphasis in Yakuza 6, we actually have italics.
That's nice.
It's so nice when you have italics. You're like, oh, this is what a game's supposed to feel like. This is what text is supposed to feel like, and it's great.
Yakuza fan senpai was noticed by his senpai.
Oh man, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have gone through this part. We're gonna get so lucky. We're gonna get locked out of time here.
Is there a right answer for this?
No, it's pretty much just the dialogue. I've chose that one because I think it's the funniest answer.
同業の方たくさんいらっしゃいますよ。やっぱり大変なお仕事みたいですね。この前もグランドって有名なお店の人が来て、支配人がむちゃくちゃバカりするから毎日すごい大変だってぼやいてました。
This line. Who dare?
よく貧乏暇なしって言いますけど、私は忙しい方がいろんなお客さんと知り合えるから全然苦にならないんですよね。
Okay, okay. Makoto, I'm sorry. I love this conversation. We're gonna move on.
But hurry it up.
Yes. All your background. Yes, we gotta get information about the boss. I think. What's your boss like? He's scary looking. But he's so kind. But I have to kill him.
Teddy bear.
Yeah.
How many posters of yourself would you have in your office? If you had an office.
One on each wall.
Would it be the same picture or different?
I think they'd be like the same, but in different, with like subtle differences you wouldn't notice, like
Good answer.
a different color
All right,
tie in one.
Oh, it wasn't ask about her, or did you just have to go through all three? I forget.
Probably have to just work through it.
All right, I'm R1ing this. I'm sorry. Remember, you can skip text by holding R1 and X.
Good tip.
Not giving out because we don't like you to skip text. Don't do this at home.
Yeah.
Every text box has a lot of work put into it by the writers, by us.
Handcrafted, organic, free-range text that you're just
Cage-free.
throwing down the
Cage-free
drain.
text. The knife's so pretty. He was. I don't know what a lymph is. Nobody?
Earish? I don't know. Lymph nodes? I think they're in your neck region somewhere.
Maybe if you're sick,
You can get swollen.
Oh, okay. Those tattoos, though. Huh? I missed the ha. It's harder to change the text in these what we technically call off scenes, these movies, than it is to change the stuff in the text boxes because you have to re-render everything on that side of things. That's why I let that ha slide. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh man.
Big boy. He's a big boy.
He also speaks in a Osaka accent in his own kind of style, which is why, of course, it's rendered that way. This is a great scene. So tense. Makoto being like, "Oh, everybody's getting along," and they're like, One of the best battle lead-up sequences yet, too. One o'clock. Well, we gotta go.
No.
And we gotta want to save, right?
We're not gonna be able to save per se.
I mean, like when you after. I mean, how is this gonna?
That's the problem. I think we're gonna get locked into a sequence after this as well. So we might just want to. Are you guys gonna be cool if we go through the stealth sequence without you? Like, would that be a problem?
Yeah, like, do you want in on that stealth sequence? Put the PS4 in rest mode and don't let anyone touch it for a week. Yeah, okay.
We could probably do that.
Yeah.
We could probably get away with it.
Yeah. But man, oh man, that's so rough. If anyone even kicks the cord, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna have to redo this entire chapter. I didn't save it.
Okay.
Oh, no. We'll figure something out. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Oh, here
we go. Here we go. Oh man, this is hype. This is so hype.
はよドス取ったらどうや固めのあんちゃんこういう状況も慣れっこっちゅうわけか牧村誠さんよそんな前どこで聞いたんやどこもかしこもあるかいテレクラで引っ掛けた女使うて派手なリサーチかましとりゃ名も売れるわほういろいろ調べてきたようやな
Very intense.
Yeah. Have you seen this before?
I saw parts of it before.
Right, we captured a lot of this from the trailer.
Yeah,
trailers,
that's right.
I think.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
ずいぶん余裕やな近江の鉄砲玉がなんか知らんが的の店で気抜いとるような年郎の殺し相手ならなおされ
Huh? Second HUD in the same scene.
このままおとなしゅう帰れば見逃してるで
QA kills me with that. They made like memes of me saying it.
引く気はならゴッドハンドの大サービスや行くで
Oh damn. Everyone's always trying to take out Majima's other eye. They're like, oh, he's got one less, so if I take out the next one, he's screwed. Majima's pretty good at protecting that one eye though.
Yeah.
This track is called Misery Comes on Beat, which is, I love this song.
Alright, do you guys want to pause it here?
No, I want to beat them.
You want to beat him?
Beat him?
Alright, go for it.
All right, yeah, beat him.
Beat him.
Ooh. Ouch. Massive man, please.
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 Here we go. Don't miss the QTE, Scott. Probably die if you do. They're slow. Nice and slow. Good. Some of them are faster.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay. Hold up. No.
Massive man, please.
Massive man, please, no.
At least you got pocket tissues.
You're not playing
That was
Yakuza
the
right if you don't
quickest
have them. Right?
That's the quickest drink.
I think it would have died had I not pressed pause
no.
like that literal second. Ah, forget you can't even block that. He powers through your block. You gotta dodge.
Probably do it with the
Bat. You're right. I should be using bat style probably. But then you hit the walls, and I didn't use the. There's an upgrade for the bat that lets you not hit the walls.
We're not there yet.
There we go. Do I have any weapons? No. Okay.
Nope.
Just want to check. Thought maybe I caught some from the DLC pack I pulled.
Whew! That would have really sucked if you'd died. I mean, the stream would be over, but gosh, man.
Gross.
ただの鉄砲玉やと思っとったが、一味ちゃうな。何もんやお前。
Oh no, there's
Real
another fight after
intense.
this. Sorry, Will.
No worries. All the time in the world.
Yeah? Time is in. We're 5 minutes over when we're supposed to be ending. What is a lunch break?
Yeah,
game?
we had a little.
We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I owe you guys this time.
やっぱりちんけなチンピラかい。ちゃんと仲間呼んどったっちゅうわけ。
But I thought you. No.
お前の仲間
Ain't these your ladies?
なんやと。
取り込み中すんまへんな。あんたが店長のリー・ウェンハイやな。牧村誠はどこや？
リーやと？
I get a lot of shit for the next one of these lines coming up. I threw in a holy shit balls here for Majima. And it's too serious a scene for such a line of brevity. I'm sorry.
You think so?
I mean,
I like it.
It works. It does work. I shouldn't have to apologize for every line I give. But man, some of you guys are brutal.
So awkward.
なんやと
おお、タイミングや。おかえり、牧村誠ちゃん。
Makoto, life's about to change forever.
さっさと連れてけや。
逃げろ誠
Ow! Ow!
And it's in a cutscene, so you know it hurts.
逃げろ 牧村この子が
邪魔すんなおっさん。おら、おさっとすんな。おれ、さっさと連れてけ。
This, he says, "Kuse." What did you want from me? Too much on the holy shit balls.
You say so.
あの子が牧村誠なんか
それがどないした。中華はあれ、何もやねん。
あの女は俺の獲物やお前らの勝手にされたら困んねえ
そらこっちのセリフやボケ。前、あんたも死んどき。
Ow! That's gonna cause you discriminant pain, but not drop your gun.
Yeah, well.
逃がしたってくれなんやとあんたしか頼れんのや
Alright, well, I'm just gonna beat these guys.
All good, man.
Alright.
All good.
Will's in charge here.
No.
Cracking the whip.
Gotta make sure that it's an entire scene.
余計な邪魔しよって。
なんなんやこの状況は
Such a
死
good
体の
character.
処理が邪魔くさいけどしゃあない。二人ともそのまま蒼天堀に流したら覚悟できとんな兄ちゃん。
It wasn't always apparent to us that you guys would recognize the fact that there's a river running through this town, so sometimes we throw in the word river just to make sure that you understood that, yes, there's a river. Maybe breakdance will be done.
That's like rock, paper, scissors.
I've seen it done. I didn't believe, but it was absolutely working.
Here you go! Hey!
His sweet moves were too good for the gun, I guess.
What stream was I watching where they did that? And I was like, that was a great strategy, guys.
Keep spinning on your head.
Okay. There's certainly a save point here, right? Oh my god. It's right at the mark, though. No. No!
Ah!
Heavyset Yakuza. That's a save point. If I beat these guys, maybe.
We'll see.
Oh, I gotta dance around Makoto here, otherwise she'll grab her. Her life's more important than yours. No, put her down. Thank you.
Tearing through them.
The windmills.
Thank you for breakdancing those guys to death.
説明後や。とにかくここを離れるで。
We gotta get out of here.
Are we going?
We gotta get out of here,
straight into
Modulo.
stealth mode? Oh no.
静かにせ。あ、兄貴。くそ、どないなっとんねん。
Who breakdowns these dudes to death? What happened? Why are there footprints on your face?
すぐに探すで。応援呼ばんかい。おい。厄介なことになったね。
No kidding.
Yeah, having the night of your life, Majima. Oh God. No, look at this. Look at this. There's my save point, blocked off by onlookers. All right, Will. We'll call it here.
For now, yeah. Call it for now.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank
It was
you
awesome.
very much.
Dirk will not be back. This not Sam guy.
No,
it'll be Sam next week.
Sam
Myself
taking over. Maybe I'll see you again when it's Kiwami time. But until then, thanks for having me. Enjoy the stream. It's gonna, you know, I'm excited to see where it's going.
Yep. Thanks, guys. All right, how do I do this? What do I do? Stop streaming.
Computer, stop streaming. Outputs.
Outputs.
Yep.
Twitch.
See you
And
guys.
Bye.
Bye.